Okay guys, so it's Sunday night. It's almost 8:30 p.m. And then we are gonna be working on an update on gold and what we are gonna be looking into for this week. Um and when we are looking at the gold now, we are seeing that gold has two scenarios which are still possible. We can either continue up or we can continue dropping down, okay, in which we are gonna be discussing that. We are gonna be talking about that on this video. So without wasting time guys, here now I'm on the slides for my trading plan for this week on gold. This is what I'm gonna be looking into when we are looking at gold. So okay, so as you can see, this is the gold, and then we are gonna be looking for um at a decision point, two scenarios, and then one discipline. Okay, so the price is coiling between a fresh demand around 3,960, and then the supply, okay, the all-time supply that we have now around 4,136. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we have on the second page. So as you can see guys, the consolidation between 3,960 and the 4,160 and 36, which is the new all-time high now when we are considering the lower lows and lower highs. That's what we are gonna be looking into. Okay, so this is the week's battlefield on this side. If you look at all these things, okay, we have our supply around here, and then we have our pocket liquidity around here, okay, which is the level that we might look for an intraday sweep. Okay, and then we do have our mid-range, okay, not a trading zone, just a mid-range, which is gonna be a range of 4,000 to 4,080. And then we do have our bullish trigger, okay, or demand zone, which is gonna be sitting around 3,960 to 3,980. Okay, so we're gonna talk about all the key levels here and what to do and then what not to do when we are gonna be looking at these things. So as you can see, here's my daily chart context. So the price is consolidating between these prices, and then no directional edge exists until one side is breaks, okay, with confirmation. So holding above 3,960 keeps the bullish sequence on a higher high and higher lows intact. Okay, a clean rejection of 4,120 to 4,136 restore the bearish sequence of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, this flips, resistance becomes support, okay, and then support becomes resistance. That's what we are going to be looking for. Okay, and then the key levels, which are going to be the following. Like I said, this is the fresh support or a fresh demand, and then we have our fresh resistance here. Okay, and then we have our liquidity pocket there, which you're gonna see most of this when we go to the charts and then explain this on the charts. Okay, so looking at the third page, you're gonna be looking at this. These are gonna be your legs, and then these are gonna be your levels and conditions. Okay, so you can see that after rejecting this area here, and then we leave a wick below, and then an engulfing candlestick on 15 minutes, then you will know a stop loss will go below here if we're looking for an entry that was happened. And then this is the first TP on the recent swing high, second TP, and then we are gonna be looking for a feed extension there if we happen to go up. Okay, so the fourth one, this is gonna be the sell side, and then when we are looking for sells now, this is gonna be our entry plan, and then the stop loss above targets, and then all and so forth. Okay, and then this is what we are going to be looking for on a risk reward ratio if we go and focus on that. Okay, and then this is our 15 minutes zone map, liquidity zone, fair value gap. I will show you that when you go to the chart. and then a scalp for the buy, and then a scalp for the sell if we are gonna go for that instead of a swing. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, so now we can look into our charts here. This is gold, and everything that I was explaining, you are gonna see it here. Okay, so this is gonna be an area of liquidity. A lot of things might happen around this area. We do have a chance of breaking and coming for this zone, which is gonna be all the way above there, but we have to break this resistance first. Okay, it's a possibility. That's a possibility. If we can break and make a push all the way up, then yeah, we are gonna be targeting that zone of 4,136, which is gonna be all the way above there. Okay, but if we cannot manage to get that break, then we cannot force it. It's not gonna be happening, and then we are gonna know on a first glance that this is not happening, which means that we are gonna be looking for bearish momentum from that. Okay, so it's best to know which direction we are looking into, or which trade are we gonna be going for. Are we gonna be going for buys? Are we gonna be going for sells, or nothing? Okay, so down on our 15 minutes, you can see what happened. This was our lower low that we traded below and traded this lower low, and then we have a whole liquidity zone here. Okay, so if we look at this nicely on our 4 hours time frame, you could see that this is where we have the 4-hour FVG, or buying pardon me, buying order block there. We had this 4 hours buying order block from the previous week. We have been looking at this area that when we tap here, we are gonna reject and start pushing back up. So we were looking into that after we took a sell here. Okay, we were looking for a rejection here, which we got on our previous video. If you did manage to watch our previous video, we did talk about the market, because the market closed around here, and then when it opened, we were expecting a tap back up here before we drop, and then that's what we saw. Exactly what happened there. We managed to push up, and then we get that drop that we were looking for. Okay, so what's funny enough is that we managed to tap this zone here 2 times. We tap it first here, and then we go up. We rejected on the resistance, and then we came back to it. Now here we tapped on it, and then we are rejecting again. So where we are sitting now here, we can see we have this liquidity area here, in which we might just tap or manage to break above, but we still have something which is going to be holding us back. I believe that this area here might still be able to hold this market and push it lower again. Okay, but if this zone does fail to push this market lower again, then yeah, we are going to be looking for a flip and then continuous buy. Okay, but for that to happen, I think for us to be able to call it a buy, we might reject around this area here. Okay, which means that if we are rejecting around here, I'm just gonna be looking at this area here, and I'm gonna look at this area here and go for sells on it. Okay, now let's go to the 15 minutes and see what we have, so that we can make sure that everything is perfect around it. So yeah, right around here, this is where I will go bearish. Okay, this is where I will go bearish. This is where I'm gonna go bearish around here if I am to buy again. Okay, I'm gonna sell first, and then we can buy when we get back down to this area, because this is where we have our 15 minutes FAG. So the moment we tap around there, that's when I can say we can get the buys. Okay, we can get the buys, but do I think that this week can flip all the way back to this previous month high? I don't think we're gonna see that happening, although there is a possibility of that happening. There is a possibility of that happening. If we can find ourselves breaking above this previous week's high, which is gonna be this area here, then yeah, we can definitely go for buys. Okay, so what I mean is that if we can just get a break. Let's see the coordinates just to make sure our line is perfect. Okay, and then that's the previous week's high. Let's go to the daily. Visibility. Okay, let's get on the daily. Let's go on the daily. So yeah, this is what we are gonna be on a lookout for. Okay, that's the previous week's high. So if we can find ourselves breaking above this, then yeah, continuing up, it's not gonna be a problem to find ourselves continuing all the way back up. Okay, we can buy and then target these areas here. You see, even this area here, this is an area of liquidity here. We can find ourselves all the way back up there before we can continue dropping again, because yeah, like I said before, gold is not gonna buy all the way back up until it gets back to this area here. Gold is still searching for 3,500, and that's what we are gonna be focusing on. Okay, so down to the 4 hours, where we're gonna reveal a lot of things that we are looking for now. Okay, so there's a possibility of us tapping here and then we find ourselves going bearish again on this area, or if we break, we can target the previous week's high all the way to this area here. And breaking here, I don't think it's gonna be possible, because we can see also the 200 moving average of the 4 hours is coming close to that area, which means that that's going to be our bounce off to continue selling if we find ourselves buying there, which I doubt that we might see that happening. Okay, what I do believe in, there's a possibility of opening with a gap below. If we can get below here, we're going to continue down to this 15 minutes FVG here, and then a tap here is going to send us back up here, which means that if we open with a gap below, maybe if we're gonna get below this this week here, we have this week, which is around here. Okay, the week of the closing candlestick. Let's just take gap below. If somewhere somehow we find ourselves getting below that, now let's go to our 15 minutes time frame. So this liquidity, if we find ourselves getting below that price section there, okay, if we just find ourselves getting below that that price section there, then what we are gonna be expecting, don't expect to get a closing of that gap immediately. Now we are gonna trade targeting this FVG here, and the moment we tap here, that's when everything is gonna start happening that we might be hoping for, or just aiming for, to send us down again. Okay, it's gonna be a buy, but that buy, it won't mean that we are bullish in a long term. It will just be a buy, which is gonna just drag us back below again, because the moment we tap there, I believe the this downtrending resistance is also gonna be close by that area, which means that we are just gonna tap on that, and then it's just gonna send us back down. Okay, that's what I believe that we are gonna be looking for. And then I believe this is because we haven't done that, and this is what gold is searching for now. Gold is searching for this previous month's low. We want to see ourselves trading below 3,940. The moment we do that, then it's done. We have swept the previous month's low, or we have managed to break below that, and the moment we break below that and hold, just know that we are gonna continue dropping for as long as we can get to 3,500. Okay, that's what I see. That's what I think is gonna be happening, or what we need to be looking forward into. There's nothing that we can be gunning for, or that we can be hoping for rather than that. Okay, those are the things that we should focus on. Those are the things that we should be chasing for now. If we are not chasing that, then I don't know what else are we chasing, or what else are we gonna be going forward looking into. For me, that's the direct approach for this week. If we are gonna start this week well, we are gonna be going for an approach like this. If this is not the approach that you are going for this week, then I don't know. Yes, do we have a possible bullish scenario which is gonna drag this market all the way up to 4,136? Yes, it's still valid only if when we tap on this 50-minute order block here, pardon me, FVG here, we push up. Okay, this is gonna be our POI. If we can just push up and find ourselves making a push to the upside, then yeah, I do believe that we do have what it takes to find ourselves holding all the way above. But if not, then just know it's chart. We're just gonna continue down on gold. Okay, gold will just continue trading down, and then this is gonna be the current week's high being created here, and then we just continue lower. That's all that I have for you on gold, guys. I don't think we have to discuss what the DXY is doing. We're gonna talk more about the DXY when we talking about the Nasdaq video. Okay, I'm gonna have the Nasdaq video that we are gonna talk about. So you can see the DXY actually ended up reaching the area that we did talk about, that we're expecting it to reach, and then from here we are expecting to see the DXY starting to push all the way up. Okay, expecting it to start pushing up, and then looking at this rejection here and the price action that it has formed, a resistance here, in which for me that resistance was broken there. So I'm not gonna be surprised if this is now the internal floor that the DXY is gonna be looking for its expansion from right around here. Okay, so I believe this is where the jump of the DXY is gonna be happening. Okay, this is where we're gonna see the DXY pushing up from. That's what we need to be focusing on when we're looking at the DXY. I think it's the same thing when we are looking at things like the yields. The yields have been compressing for quite some time now, but if you look at how they are compressing, you can actually tell that the structure that the yields are forming now, it's a bullish structure. It's a structure which is just like waiting to be broken, and then we can see the yields are starting to push all the way to the upside. Okay, so all the previous price action that we've analyzed on them played out perfectly. Now we are targeting this high on the yields. We want to see them taking out that high, in which at this point I believe this price action that they have formed here, it's what we are gonna be playing around. Okay, I believe that we can find ourselves getting a little bit above this zone here, and then that's where we're gonna get our retest. Okay, that's when we're gonna go for our retest today, and then that's where everything is gonna be set for the yields to start buying again. So this is all that I'm gonna be looking forward into if I'm going to be trading this week. And we know that when the yields are pushing up, then gold is under pressure. So when we go to our volatility index, we're gonna talk more about this when we head over to the Nasdaq video, but everything is playing out the way that I said that it was gonna play out, so I'm happy for that. I'm not surprised on how they're playing out or how the indices has responded in this week. Okay, a lot of people might not have been aware of that, but I did mention it on my previous video, which I believe that we are still gonna get to talk more about it on our next video. I will see you on the Nasdaq video, guys, which I will also upload this week. I'm out.